We'll move on to our next topic. Let's talk about energy, man. Keeping bad energy away. Keeping bad energy away. To me, energy is very important, especially now. Don't even think I even understood how important energy was until I appreciated good energy, great energy being around me. Men, women, family, kids. I mean, I know you can't get rid of the kids, but it's just the whole energy. But you can train them, right? You can train them, well, at least somewhat. You know, they got to control other times, but at least you can try to like reel them in to making them be balanced enough just for you to have somewhat good energy. But one thing that I've been preaching lately is that if your energy is off, I don't want you around me. You know, sometimes it's not you, it's your energy. Sometimes it's not and energy could be mindset. If you have that broke mentality, I don't want to be around that because I'm not trying to be broke. If all you talk about is what somebody doing to you, what somebody doing to you, I don't want to hear that. You know, what are you doing? It's the energy. So I want to talk about that. It could be men, women, whatever. Just how important is energy in life? Because I don't think folks realize that when they talking to you or when they in your presence and you don't want to be bothered or you're not receiving the phone calls back or you're not you're just like you just disappeared off the face of the earth. It's nothing personal, but sometimes it may be the energy that you bring to the individual and they just not willing to tolerate that. So let's talk about that. I'm gonna start with you, Shan. Keeping bad energy away.
Is more important than most people think. I am of a small club of Americans who, after a long day of work, gets home and stays in the car. I pull up to the house. I am not immediately getting out. In fact, we should make jackets and start a club of people who just stay in the car for a little bit of time. Uh, some people listen to music. Some people turn everything off before they unlock the doors and get out and grab their bag or their briefcase or whatever they get. Some people have conversations. They started conversations just so they can stay in the car because the energy of being in your automobile in that driver's seat after you get home, you're already home, you're in the driveway or you're in your carport or whatever, you parked and you can get out and go inside, but you don't. You stay in the car. It's because that energy that's in that car gives you a certain level of security that's just wonderful that you may not have in the house. You may not have had it at your job or at school. Some people do this when they come home from school. I'm one of those people who just sit in the car, man, because energy is important. Now, the problem is when you get out the car, if you go in the house and it's full of bad energy, if you walk into the house and it's not comforting, if you get to your job and it's not the energy you need to be, for men, I believe that everything falls apart. One, and it's a domino effect. So one, men that keep bad energy around, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's family, whether it's you feuding with your neighbor across the street, whatever it is, you're not gonna make as much money as you can. I'm an entrepreneur and I'm about business, so it's all about money. I've never met a person that had bad energy, a man specifically about that had bad energy around him that was doing well financially. It's always the guys that have all the energy that is positive and great for him that his money is up. And it's not really, you can't really point your finger at it. It's not linear. It's not like, okay, this is great for me in my life, so this is why I made this much money in sales, or this is why I got this much more clients. You can never really pinpoint it. It just happens that way, right? The next thing is your sexual performance sucks when your energy is bad. If you're in a relationship, and for guys, if a guy's in a relationship with a woman, he's either not going, he's not coming, or he comes too fast, or he's tired, or he doesn't, his libido is down. He don't even want to have sex because his money's messed up and his energy is bad. And a lot of people don't realize that because they're the cause of that energy, that they're blaming the cause and not the, I mean, I'm sorry, they're blaming the effect and not the cause. And so I believe, JR, that energy, keeping it away from you, if it's negative and bad, is more important than anything else on this planet, man. It's more important than the money you make because the energy is going to help you make more. It's more important than the relationships that you're in because the energy is going to make sure that relationship is positive. It's more important than anything, even your personal health. You got bad energy. I don't know, you guys, anybody ever had ulcers or anybody ever had any kind of problems with their body simply because they're stressing? It happens. It manifests, and I believe in manifestation. It manifests into reality. So the importance of energy, and a lot of people don't know how to tap into that stuff. But you need to figure it out. For me, it's the gym, man. I'm in the gym. The gym is a sanctuary for me, believe it or not. I never thought it would be. I used to preach against going to the gym 15 years ago. I used to tell people to work out at home. You don't need the gym. Until a friend of mine got me going to the gym. Now I can't stay out of it because every time I work out, my day goes great. Whenever I don't work out, I feel like something's amiss. It's weird. I can't really put my finger on it, but that's how it is for me. So yeah, man, I think energy is super important, and negative energy, you got to get rid of it one way or the other. And once you start doing that, you'll notice that your life starts increasing.
Okay, I hear that. Trill, keeping that bad energy away. Let's talk about it.
Man, I feel like energy affects your ceiling, and I use it, me as example. I'm from Port Arthur, Texas, man. Shout out to Steven Jackson. Shout out to Jamal Charles. Um, Love my neighborhood to death. Love my city to death. But when you go there, it's a certain energy, it's a certain vibe. Even now that I've been removed a long time, but when you get inside those city limits, it's energy that you just snap into, and you feel it. It's thick. It's a bunch of negative. It's a bunch of envy. It's a bunch of people looking around. Oh man, this nigga done changed. He ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So it's like when I'm around that, it kind of affects my ceiling. I don't feel as creative. I don't feel as progressive in terms of pushing my business or just having new ideas and different things like that. I kind of succumb and kind of shrink myself to fit into the environment. And growing up there, I didn't really realize how much, that I did that until I left. Because again, I think I said it on this platform before, most people in Port Arthur see only really three ways to be successful. And that's one, athletics, which is what we all did, two, selling drugs or gang banging, and three is working at the refinery. So if it's not one of them three, then you kind of looked at as a bum. And like, it wasn't no doctors in my neighborhood. It wasn't no scientists in my neighborhood, no engineers, no accountants in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't see that. So I was ignorant, and it shrunk my ceiling. But when I left and went to college, and everybody is in, I'm around people that's everybody is trying to go get it. Everybody is going and doing different things. And, man, hey, yeah, I got a biology exam over here. I got a football game over here. I got, this career fair I'm going to over here that's going to help me learn about my industry and this, that. So it's like that, being around that positive energy is everybody just go getters, and like it affects you. And it's like, okay, well, shit, I gotta get on my shit. I gotta step up. Okay, you going where? Okay, let me sign up for that too. And now I'm broadening my ceiling, but it all has to do with energy. Everybody around there, not everybody, but most people, you know, is positive, and that pushes you. And it's just like, in, say for instance, you lifting weights. When you lifting weights by yourself, you're only gonna do so much. But when you got somebody that's next to you pushing you and they positive, man, come on, bro. You can get that, you can get that last set. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go a little harder. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna affect your ceiling. Relationships as well. When you're around people that's in terrible relationships, toxic ass relationships, you get to looking at your relationship different, and it starts to kind of bleed into how you handling your situation. But when you're around people that's married and positive and doing the right things, it's like, okay, I'm getting more creative in how to be romantic. And okay, damn, you say y'all going to Santorini? Damn, I never heard of that. Let me look that up. I'm take my old lady to Santorini. You know what I'm saying? Just different things like that. So when you're around positive energy, it affects your ceiling. And I know especially people that come from neighborhoods like we come from, we find it real hard to let that go and go and venture out and try new things, because that is kind of handcuffing our ankles and handcuffing us a little bit.